Hey, 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 welcome to the Understanding Behavior live study hall. Appreciate everybody being here live. We've got a couple cool topics for us already, so thank you for everybody who's contributed those. Couple things. So I put today, we're going to review some of the Instagram questions, so we'll check out some of the ones from this week. Let me know what you guys think about doing this after we do it, and maybe we'll make this a weekly thing where we'll go through the Instagram questions. I'm trying to get more persistent or consistent on getting those posted every weekday at least. So check out Instagram if you haven't yet for those questions. There's over 50 questions now up there, so check them out. All right, cool. Thank you for everybody for being here. Let's go. Drew on the base, good to see you. Yesenia, AJ, good to see you. Lucila, testing Tuesday. Good luck, Lucila. Thanks for coming. Lucila, do you have any topics that you want to discuss today? Especially if you're testing on Tuesday, let's get those cleared up so you feel nice and confident for your test. One more thing before we get started, just as always, if you are interested in tutoring services, you can check out my store at understandingbehavior.shop, offering tutoring services. Starting next week, I actually am going to be taking some time off for the holidays, so I have a little bit of availability left next week, but I will be gone from the 21st to the 29th. That means we'll probably do study hall next week on Tuesday, just so you guys are up to date on that. And the following week we will cancel study hall. So check that out. We'll probably run study hall on Tuesday, but if you follow my socials, I'll keep you posted there. Cool. Lots of people active here. Love to see it. There's a lot of new faces here as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Liddy 392 on Tuesday. So close. If I remember correctly, that's a good jump from last time, though. So keep it up. You're making some good progress. Christy, test on the 4th. Okay, coming up. Got a couple weeks. Very cool. Stacy, testing Monday. Stacy, if you have any topics too, let's get you feeling confident with them. Awesome. Yeah, Kimchi is doing, we're doing a really big Wednesday study group. So I think it's like 11 people have gathered together and they want to do a study group with me. If you ever want to do, like, organize something like that, we are totally game for that too. I'm really excited. That's going to be fun. Megan's testing next month. Cool, cool, cool. All right, Elizabeth put CMOs for, so yeah, we can add CMOs to our list, absolutely. Okay, Liddy, that was your first time? Well, you got nothing to worry about that. You got plenty of time to make it. So close, though. Sorry, that feeling sucks. Christy, if you wanted to join the study group, hit up Yesenia. She's the one helping organize it. I'm sure she would love, we would love to have you tag along. Elizabeth on Sunday too. Dang, a lot of people testing in like the next week. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. This is hopefully going to be a really valuable resource for you. All right. Well, again, I think we have a little time for a couple more topics, so don't be shy. Feel free to shoot those in chat and we'll get them on our list. Okay, let's start with a standard acceleration chart. I think what would actually be kind of helpful would be if I pull a standard acceleration chart off Google so we can look at it. But a standard acceleration chart, this is what we call a semi-logarithmic chart. So semi-logarithmic essentially means that our y-axis scales exponentially. So if you guys can see this here, we have this first dash on here. It's all like kind of like proportional and weird. So it goes from 1 to 5 to 10. And then it goes from 10 to 50 to 100. So that's what we mean, is that it's going up in like kind of this exponential way. So these ticks are like moving up tenfold as they go on. It's semi-logarithmic because they also have like the halfway mark. They have like the 10, the 50, and the 100. If it was logarithmic, it would just be 10, 100,000. So that's what they mean by semi-logarithmic. We You don't need to really understand how to plot these for the exam purposes, but essentially this is the chart. Why does it did a weird C for me? So it's a chart that is used during precision teaching. So in precision teaching, what we do is we kind of have like a free operant single response class that we're working on. So let's use like SAF meds as an example. Is anybody here doing SAF meds for studying SAF meds? So I think this stands for like say all fast for a minute every day. I'm missing the last S. SAF meds. Shuffled. That's the last one. Shuffled. Cool. Yeah, lots of people have experience with SAF meds. So in SAF meds, what you do is like you take your stack of flashcards for a concept that you're studying. And then you do a 1 minute timing and track correct and incorrect responses. So you would plot both of those things on your standard acceleration chart. So let's say you got 6 correct and 2 incorrect. So for your first session, we would plot the 6 here, and then we'd plot the 2 here. And then we would track the incorrects and corrects over time. Over time, what we would want to see, let's actually get a pen and we can do this here. So what we would want to see is that like the corrects are starting to accelerate a little bit. And then our incorrects are starting to decelerate a little bit. So they're getting more closer towards 0. Actually, yeah, 0 would be down here. So essentially, that's what we want to look for. So celeration is actually like the rate that things are increasing. So this would actually have very fast acceleration because in 5 sessions, it went all the way from 6 to 20 up here. So again, it looks really weird. It's like, is that really 20? But yeah, that is 20 up here. So there's a huge jump from this session to that one of over 10. So this has pretty big acceleration because the graph is trending very quickly upwards. And we see like a complete deceleration of this. So it trended downwards very quickly down to 0. So that's our standard acceleration chart. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but that's kind of the basics of how it works. And then again, it's mostly used during precision teaching. So connect those two concepts together and you should be good to go. Okay. Yeah, let's see. We also had changing criterion designs. We can throw that in here. We did some compound schedule stuff recently. Check out this stream from a couple weeks ago to get those, Elizabeth. I don't think we'll have time to hit all of those tonight, unfortunately. But maybe we'll get into a couple. Stacy's asking, is this a repeatability measure? So yeah, this would be repeatability, where we're taking, or we essentially have repeated measures. I think is a better way to describe that as that we're measuring the same event over time. So yeah, we have repeated measures. Cool. All right, well, let's move on from our standard acceleration chart. We're going to do real brief FA. I actually just posted a 2-minute clip of FAs. So check that out if you want like the really brief summary. We also did a stream when Brian Iwata passed away a few months ago that we did all FAs too. So if you really want deep dive, check out those other streams. But let's get you the quick and dirty though, which for an FA. So functional analysis. What this is that it's an experimental analysis of different types of reinforcement for behavior. And it's used to determine the function or like the primary reinforcer for a behavior. The reason why we do FAs, again, we want to determine the function, but this is useful because there's tons of literature and research that shows if we match the function with our intervention, we're bound to be more successful. More likely to be successful. So all of our research says this. We match the function. So if we're dealing with an escape maintain behavior, that we're going to target escape. So we're going to do escape extinction potentially. We're going to provide more appropriate avenues to escape. Sometimes we're going to provide escape as a reinforcer. Maybe we'll provide non-contingent escape too. If we use things that are based on that function, we're more likely to be successful. I like to also think about a functional analysis. It's very similar to an allergy test. We'll talk about like allergy test metaphor. So in an allergy test, what they do is they lay you down and they like poke you with different irritants, and then they see what your body reacts to. So you get exposed to different irritants and see what stimuli cause your body to have an allergic reaction. So what does it react to when you expose it to different stimuli? And a functional analysis is very similar, but instead of like the body, we're exposing the behavior. And instead of like these like different random stimuli, we're actually use like our main functions of behavior. So we expose a behavior to a bunch of different potentially reinforcing stimuli and see what it reacts to. In other words, like what does it increase to? So very similar in that regard. I think that's a really helpful way to just think about a functional analysis, that we're throwing different types of reinforcement at this behavior and what is actually going to reinforce it. And again, by reinforcement, we mean what is actually going to increase it. So we have our different conditions. Essentially, like the theme of the test conditions is that we provide the reinforcer that we want to test in the condition. It's kind of like the general theme for our conditions. So we have our attention condition. If the behavior occurs, we provide attention. Escape condition, same kind of deal. What we want to do actually is that we provide a motivating operation for escape. So we like repeatedly provide demands. And then if the behavior occurs, we allow a brief break from those demands. So that's kind of another part of these test conditions too, is that we not only provide the reinforcer that we want to test in the condition, but we like create an MO for that reinforcer as well. So in the attention condition, what we might do is just like we're just in the room ignoring them. So we have like the diverted attention, and that often serves as a motivating operation for attention. Escape, we repeatedly provide demands, so that's giving them reason to escape. Tangible or access condition, we give like very brief access to their preferred items before the session, and then we also, so that's one part of like the MO manipulation. And then another part of the MO manipulation is that we withhold their preferred items while in the room with them. So both of those are going to increase the value of those tangibles in the moment. And again, sticking with our theme, if the behavior occurs, we provide access to those tangible reinforcers. Awesome. Faisal got a question. Let me see this. So during a condition, do we provide different reinforcers or just one at a time along with the specific reinforcer we are testing for? So yeah, in each condition, you're going to want to provide the specific reinforcer that we're testing for, because if we provide two different reinforcers at a time, then we kind of ruin our experiment. We don't know if the behavior is occurring because of reinforcer 1 or reinforcer 2. So to make this a good experiment, we need to isolate these and only test one reinforcer at a time, so we know for sure that this is the independent variable potentially changing the behavior. Yeah, good question. Cool. And then our alone or ignore condition, this is the only one that's a little bit different, since we're testing for automatic reinforcement. That's not like a social reinforcement that we're gonna be manipulating. So essentially in this one, like the individual is alone or ignored, and if they engage in the behavior, there's no additional consequence. So those are the different test conditions, and then we have the play condition, which is our control condition. And what this control condition does, a couple different things. So what we need to do is we compare all of our data from the test conditions to this control condition. So if we wanted to, if we were to see like an attention function, for example, we would see attention is very high and then play is very low. So there needs to be a big contrast in level between these two conditions, and if that's there, it's likely a function of that behavior. So, also in this one, what the condition does is that it creates an abolishing operation for all of our social functions. So let's go ahead and discuss how it does that. So it creates an AO for attention by providing constant quality attention. So they don't need to engage in the behavior for attention. We create an AO for escape by providing 0 demands. There's no demands and there's no reason to escape this environment. We also create an AO for tangibles. So we provide the highest preferred toys or items. And that's it. That's our play condition. Most of the time, no behavior will occur in the play condition. Most of the time. So, because essentially we've eliminated all of their reasons to engage in the problem behavior, the only thing we haven't ruled out is automatic reinforcement, because it's often something that we're not in control of. So, that leads us to another data analysis point. Let's just make a whole section here for data analysis. So, like we talked about, any test condition that is contrasted with, has contrasted level with the play condition will have that function. So example, like play is 0, attention is 10, the behavior has an attention function. This is also true if there's multiple of these. So let's say play is 0, attention is 10, and escape is 8. This would be a dual function behavior, both escape and attention. And this is because, again, both of these are heavily contrasted with play. And then when we have automatic function of behavior, this is that often because the behavior is occurring within all of our conditions. Sorry, you guys can't see that. It looks like it cut off a little bit. So to see automatic within the data, automatic function. So this is often when a behavior is occurring within all of the conditions with no crazy increases in any single condition. Another good indicator of this is that if the behavior is occurring during play. So if they have like all of their favorite things, no demands, and all of the attention, and they're still engaging in this behavior, then there's likely some kind of automatic function behind it. Yeah. So Jen is asking, like, when writing a hypothesis, what would it say for automatic? So would it say like automatic contingency or automatic reinforcement? So we would say, yeah, like the function of the behavior is automatic, or we would say that it is maintained by automatic reinforcement. I think either way would be perfectly fine to say that. And then again, it's most often seen when we see behavior occurring within all of the functional analysis conditions. That's our best indicator of an automatic function. Cool. Awesome. All right, well, I had next, we haven't really done this on stream yet, but I think it'd be fun, or I thought it'd be fun to kind of review some of the questions that have been posted in the last week. So let's go ahead and check these out. May have already seen these or answered these already, but we'll check them out anyway. Let's see if it's going to let me zoom in here. I don't think it likes it. Let's see. Can you guys see that all right? No. I just need it like a little smaller, but they want to make it like really small. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. So let's check this question out. Belinda often uses Netflix to wind down after a long day of work. Recently, she joined an evening ping pong league that lasted for 8 weeks, and she noticed that she was watching Netflix less during the season. When the season was over, she found herself in the habit of watching Netflix in the evenings for leisure again. What's the best explanation for her watching more Netflix after the ping pong league? I'd love to see if you guys can answer this in chat, and even cooler if you can provide a rationale. I know like some people here have already done that on Facebook or Instagram, but if you can come up with a new rationale or a new way to explain it, I think that would be a really helpful exercise for you. So give it a go. Let's see what you got. Jen is on it. Can't fool her. Cool. I'm loving the rationales. Keep going for them. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate that. Glad you're liking the questions. All right, cool. Thank you, everybody, for providing rationales. Those are the coolest people. Even if you might not feel super confident in them, it's a great practice just to get more feedback on on how you're doing and where to brush up. Well, let's check this one out. So if we look at our answer options, we have extinction, spontaneous recovery, resurgence, and then lack of competing contingencies. So these three are all related to extinction. So we had to first see if like extinction occurred during this. So was watching Netflix ever no longer reinforced? Well, every time you turn on Netflix, like you get the show, like it comes on, like if we push the button, you get the show. It works. So I didn't really see any extinction in here. So that actually gets us to eliminate all three of these options right away. But let's see if this one makes sense. Lack of competing contingencies. So this is looking at essentially like matching law examples. So during the league when both ping pong and Netflix were available, she allocated most of her time towards ping pong. But now that ping pong is over, ping pong's not being extinguished either. It's just over. It's not. The league's not going anymore. That is reducing the competition for Netflix, and now Netflix is kind of taken over in her repertoire since there's no longer the ping pong competing with it. So this was actually a matching law question. So there's no more competing contingencies with the behavior. So that's why the Netflix came back. Cool. Um, yeah, that was a really tricky one. Let's check this next one out. So we've got group contingencies. I put a story in here like when I took my exam 6.5 years ago. It's crazy how quickly the time flies by. But this was like the topic I just could not get down for some reason. So hopefully you guys are a little bit better than I was on these. I think I got them now. I have been teaching them for a little bit. Wow, this is also a great stream. Thank you guys so much for coming. We've got 32 people here. That is absolutely amazing. So glad that you guys are ready here to learn, even as we get towards like the crazy holiday season. If you haven't yet, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps get the stream viewed. It just takes half a second and it helps me so much. Remember, if you want to be really cool, let's see those rationales, crew. Oh yeah, Ashley's got a rationale. I love it. I love it. Good. Yeah, nice. AJ's got a rationale too. Perfect. All right, great job. Looks like you guys are on this. This one is A, independent group contingencies. So this one we have the criteria is available for anybody. Each person needs to meet the criteria to get the reinforcement. So it's independent. Each person needs to meet the criteria on their own to get that reinforcement. Excellent. Nice job. Let's check this next one. Ooh, actually, I don't think I posted the answer for this one yet. So it looks like not many people answered it either. So let's go ahead and see. We've got a schedule question. My favorite. I have so many favorites. This is so stupid. I guess I should have read this one out instead of just letting you guys go for it. But yeah, let's check it out. While playing some pay-to-win mobile game, you can collect 200 gold coins every 24 hours when you hit the collect coins button. You can also buy gold coins at 800 for $10 or 2,000 gold coins for $20. Which of the following schedules best describes purchasing the 800 gold coins? So this one, there's actually a lot of schedules within this description. Make sure you're focusing on the one that's being asked about. I also put in here that if you want to find good schedules of reinforcement examples, video games are the place. Like, schedules of reinforcement are freaking everywhere in video games. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I don't know. They're just fun to see it like in video games. Ooh. Christy's got a really cool rationale. Yeah, it looks like C and D are the most popular answers right now. Can anybody else provide rationale to sway either way? Let's go ahead and review this one. So last sentence of the question is asking which of the following schedules best describes purchasing the 800 gold coins. All right, so now we need to go back in here. Let's fish for our information. You can also buy gold coins at 800 for $10 or 2,000 for $20. Okay, so $10 and then you get the 800 coins. What kind of schedule is that? So let's look at our options. Fixed time 24 hours? Didn't have to do with the time. Same with B. This was not relevant to the time. That was for the 200 gold coins. So now we have fixed ratio 1 and fixed ratio 10. So fixed ratio, this is number of responses that it takes to get the reinforcer. This one is actually C, the fixed ratio 1. You only have to pay the $10 one time, and then you receive that reinforcer. So it was not fixed ratio 10. Even though it cost $10, it didn't take 10 behaviors to get the gold coins. It took that one tap of your credit card onto the Google Play Store to get your gold coins. So this one is C, fixed ratio 1. One response gets you there. You can do it as many times as you want to. Cool. Glad we're getting some light bulbs there. Cool. And that's the benefit of like providing a rationale. Like even if you don't feel totally confident, it's going to make the feedback stick harder. So even if you don't feel confident in your rationales, it's such a great practice to get into. So you get more value out of each question. You'll learn that I'm all about efficient studying. I'm not like a cram like 2 to 6 hours every night kind of guy. I'm like, how do we get this done effectively and fast? So providing rationales, even though it sucks, great strategy to get there. All right, this question was just posted, a couple hours ago. So again, not too many answers on it. Let's check it out. Sandra loves chicken Alfredo and usually goes to Luigi's to get it. Lately, their quality has gone downhill, and her friend recommends a new restaurant for chicken Alfredo, Luciano's. When she goes to Luciano's, and it's amazing, and she always goes back. One day, she arrives at Luciano's, and there's a sign saying that the restaurant flooded and closed permanently. She went back to Luigi's for her mediocre chicken Alfredo. That is a sad day. All right, which term best explains why Sandra went back to Luigi's after the flood? So let's see those answers. Let's see those rationales. You guys got this. Yeah, so think about what are the behaviors, what happened, what are we focusing on? All right, I'm liking the rationales. Good job, AJ, Faiza, Christy, getting some good rationales up here. Let's see a few more answers before we discuss it. Cool. How about maybe like 10, 15 more seconds and then we'll review? Ash is stuck between B or C. Can you provide a rationale? So think about like resurgence and spontaneous recovery. I like to like a good strategy sometimes is just like translate these terms into plain English. So like spontaneous recovery. I mean, it's just like came out of nowhere. There was not a clear trigger for it. Yeah, lots of variation on these too. I guess that's how I know I'm writing good, tough questions too. One of my biggest complaints with the test prep content that's out there is that it's a lot of it's too easy. It's too surface level. But so I try to in my questions instill like lots of thinking. I want to make like several of these answer choices possible or reasonable, and you really have to know what you need to know to nail it down. But I'm loving the rationales. Keep it up. This is awesome, crew. Good, Yesenia, I like that. Cool, yeah, Lucila. That's a good rationale. Right, Ashley, awesome. There were some amazing rationales here. Shout out to Faiza and Christy as well. Absolutely nailed this one. Best answer here is resurgence. A lot of you guys did know that extinction was going on here. This was an extinction-based example. But resurgence is a side effect of extinction that you need to be familiar with. So here's how resurgence works. It's when we have our replacement behavior is put on extinction. This causes another behavior in that same response class to come back, or a problem behavior to come back. So in this case, Luciato's Alfredo was so good that she had to keep going back, but then going to Luciato's was put on extinction. Going to Luciato's decreased in rate and caused going back to Luigi's for the mediocre Alfredo to come back. So this one is B, resurgence. Yeah, I thought so, Lucille. You had a perfect rationale for that answer. But be careful on that. That would get marked wrong in the exam, given the wrong letter. And so try to avoid those simple mistakes, too. All right. Well, great job on this one. Again, love all the effort on the rationales. Keep that up. That's amazing, crew. And if you would like to see more of these questions, again, follow my Instagram or my Facebook. The same questions are posted on both sites, so you can follow either. But if you follow both, that makes you like really cool. So check those out, and I will keep those up even throughout my vacation as well. So check them out. All right. What do you guys think? Do you guys like reviewing questions on stream? I recorded a video where I'm doing like breakdowns of test questions like that already. I just have to finish editing it. Okay, cool. You guys like that? Okay, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll make that a thing. But yeah, like I said, I have a video that I have already recorded where I'm doing that for some of the earlier questions on my Instagram. I just got to edit it, put it together. Hopefully I'll have that out for you guys tomorrow. So check it out. It's going to be there. Cool. I'm glad you guys like that. Sweet. Awesome. How about we get into, CMOs? Why not? Let's do it. Okay, so to understand a CMO, I think we need to understand an MO. So MO, motivating operation. This is a stimulus that alters the value of another stimulus as a reinforcer or a punisher. So essentially, like something makes something else a stronger reinforcer or punisher. So whenever we have the word conditioned, who knows what this word typically means? Whenever, like all throughout behavior analysis, when we see this word conditioned, what does that mean? Lucila's asking, like, the way these questions are formed, are they similar to the test question formats? Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty similar to the real test. I mean, I haven't taken the 5th edition. I tested on the 4th edition a long time ago. But I think they're pretty close to the actual exam. Obviously, I have my own flair in them, but yeah. Cool. Yeah, lots of great answers. Nice. I'm glad most of you guys know this. Condition always means, like, paired or learned. So yeah, not necessarily classical conditioning, but it means like paired or learned. So a CMO essentially is a stimulus has been paired with an MO and now has MO effects. So very similar like a conditioned reinforcer. It's like money's paired with awesome things. So now money or like MOs for all the awesome things also create like MOs for money. So that would be a conditioned MO, for example. Or sorry, conditioned reinforcer. So sorry, I got a little lost. Anyway, back to CMOs. That's something paired with an MO that makes that stimulus also an MO. We've got 3 different types. We've got our CMOR, CMOT, and then the CMOS, which might not be real. So keep that in mind with the CMOS. Uh, the CMOR, let's talk about this first. So this is a stimulus that is paired with a worsening condition that evokes an avoidance response. So here's what happens. So let's say like you're kind of zoned out while driving, and then all of a sudden there's like a stopped car like pretty close in front of you, but you're like still going fast. So what we have here is that there is a condition motivating or CMOR in place. So what we have is that we're going fast, and stopped car is near us, and that is paired with an accident. Accident is coming soon. So that's a stimulus pairing thing that's going on. And this is actually our CMOR. So this thing is paired with some kind of aversive event, which is the accident coming soon. So this will again evoke an avoidance response that both terminates the CMOR and avoids the upcoming outcome. So yeah, FaZe is asking, is this like a warning? So yeah, CMOR can also, like, another term for it is a warning stimulus. And they're essentially the same thing. It's a conditioned aversive stimulus that is like paired with an upcoming bad event. So here's our avoidance response here. So again, avoidance response, this terminates the CMOR and then avoids the upcoming situation. So here's our avoidance contingency, is that we'll get in an accident soon as our antecedent. We press the brake. That's our avoidance behavior. And now we'll not get in an accident soon. So that's talking about like avoiding this future outcome, which is a little awkward because is that really reinforcement? It's hard to tell. It has been replicated in the lab, but the real thing that's reinforcing about it is the termination of the warning stimulus. So let's diagram that instead as well. So termination of the warning stimulus. And these, they're impossible to separate. So we'll never know if it's really the avoidance or if it's the termination of the warning stimulus. I think the termination of the warning stimulus makes more sense because this is an immediate escape contingency or negative reinforcement contingency. So here's what we got. We have you're going fast and stop car is near us. You hit the brake. And now you're not going fast and stop car is near us. So, so this is no longer aversive for us because it's not paired with getting in an accident. If your car is stopped behind another car, that's fine. Like, it's not paired with anything aversive. But if you're going really fast and then that car is incoming, like, oh, that's a scary feeling. And it's going to evoke that avoidance response right away of hitting that brake that will terminate that. So that's our CMOR, is that we actually see that warning stimulus. So in this case, it was the going fast and that stopped car is near us. That's warning us that we're going to get in an accident soon. So yeah, with CMOR, the reflexive, always just think about like bad things incoming. I'll put that at the top just because it's easiest to think about, like bad things incoming. All right, let's talk about the CMOT. So again, this is a condition motivating operation that, like, how do I explain this? So it creates an MO for an item that unlocks access to another item. So so essentially, like if we have an MO for the item that gets unlocked, it creates an MO for the item that does the unlocking. So if you need this to get that, and you have a MO in place for that, then it's gonna make an MO for the thing that unlocks it. Sorry, that was really confusing way to explain it. But let's go through an example. Hopefully that clarifies it. So we think about like a locked food cabinet. So different things we have here. So we have like food deprivation. Let's just say we haven't eaten in a while. So like no food in 12 hours. So what this does is that it creates an MO for the key that unlocks the cabinet. So that's the CMO. T is that you're now, so we have like value altering effects for the key. Yeah. Yeah, Tina has a good example there too. So like you want to open a can of soup, so you need a can opener. So yeah, you got like a closed can of soup that doesn't have a pull tab or anything. That is going to create an MO for the can opener. Good, I love that. Great example. So can opener example. So we have closed can plus hunger increases. Oops, sorry. Increases the value of the key as a reinforcer. Or sorry, of the can opener as a reinforcer. Yeah, really nice example there, Tina. Excellent. Yeah, Christy's saying like CMOT for tool. I think that's a great strategy to think about it. So yeah, like tool to access. It's like a tool. It's like an MO for tools to access the real reinforcers. It's kind of like our easy way to think about it. So let's talk about the CMOS, the surrogate CMO. So again, this might not be a real concept. This hasn't really been experimentally validated. But essentially this is like, think about it as like stimulus pairing for MOs. So like things that are like temporally associated with MOs also create value and behavior altering effects. So like for example, let's say you always eat lunch at noon. So always eat lunch at noon. So for example, that would mean that there's like an MO for food present at noon. This is saying that the CMOS is that like all stimuli associated with it being noon and like associated with your lunchtime gain value altering effects on food. So it's kind of weird. It's like if you see a clock at says noon, it's like it makes you hungrier is what this is saying. So again, hasn't been experimentally validated. So I don't even know why we really talk about it. But it's kind of like just stimulus pairing for CMO for motivating operation. Something's paired with a motivating operation, and then it kind of has those MO effects transfer over. Cool. So Vanita's asking, is the key a CMOT? So it would be not having the key as the CMOT. The key would be the reinforcer. So yeah, that's what like I have to be like careful. Instead of just saying like CMOT is the tool, it's more about the CMOT as the MO for the tool. So not having the tool is the CMOT. The tool itself is a reinforcer, and it's a reinforcer because it unlocks access to another reinforcer. Awesome. All right. Well, I need to save my voice. I've got to go to band practice in a little bit. I've been teaching all day, so my voice is dying. So we are going to go ahead and wrap this session up. But this was an amazing session. I love all the new faces. It looks like there's like 4 or 5 of you testing this week. Please, good luck. Let me know how it goes, and let me know how any way I can help you. If you'd like to receive the notes from tonight's session, go ahead and fill out that Google form. Just again, reminder, next week we will probably run this on Tuesday. I will send a reminder, keep posted on Facebook and Instagram to get the official time and date for that. Also, the following week, we will not be having Study Hall. I hope you have a great time with your family over the holidays. Good. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys all enjoyed this. Yay, Ashley. I'm glad you enjoyed your first session here. Thank you so much for coming. If you do want to find ways to support me, really the best way to support me is get loud on social media. Tell people to come to these events. It's free. I know sometimes it's a little awkward, but if you can share these study halls with your friends and all my YouTube content, that's all I really want to see, is that people are using this and benefiting from this material. That's the greatest reinforcer for me. We did have, I think I had 2 students pass their exams this week too, so that always puts a big smile on my face. Congratulations to those 2 students. So hopefully you'll be next. Again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything you all do and every moment that you are here. I can't thank you enough. Fill out that form. I'll send you out the notes. And next week we will be back probably on Tuesday. So keep posted and come up with some good topics. Let's get some more fun stuff. Awesome. Yeah, I have a lot of exciting things for next year coming. There are going to be more courses. There's going to be different courses too, in addition to the fundamentals course. So stay tuned. Lots of exciting stuff on the horizon. All right, now for reals, I'm out. Laters.